أستغفر الله أستغفر الله أستغفر الله الله أكبر الله أكبر اللهم أنت السلام ومنك السلام تباركت يا ذا الجلال والإكرام.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Dear brother and sister, we request for your dua. One of our community members, Brother Ahmed Omar, his sister-in-law gave birth in Egypt, but unfortunately had some complications. Both the mother and the child are in ICU right now. So please make dua for them, inshallah.
اللهم شافهم وعافهم اللهم شافهم وعافهم اللهم شافهم وعافهم. And also please our dear brother Sheikh Fahad, one of our teachers, Quran teachers, his wife is undergoing possibly surgery tomorrow morning. Please keep her in your dua. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant her shifa and grant them strength. Ya Arhamar Rahimin, Ya Rabbal Alameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillah walhamdulillah wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah wa alihi wa sahbihi wa man walah. اللهم افتح مسامع قلوبنا لذكرك. Ya Allah, please open the hearing channels of our hearts to your dhikr. In this brief reminder of what we recited from the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, after He reminds us, human beings, and reminds the believing man and women, and reminds the unbelieving man and women, that He subhanahu wa ta'ala is the creator and is in charge and in control of everything in this existence. And there is nothing beyond the scope of His power and knowledge and will subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَمَا كَانَ اللَّهُ لِيُعْجِزَهُ مِنْ شَيْءٍ فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَلَا فِي الْأَرْضِ إِنَّهُ كَانَ عَلِيمًا قَدِيرًا. Allah knows everything that occurs, wherever it occurs, and has full control over it at all times subhanahu wa ta'ala, including that which lies inside of our hearts and in our minds, what we harbor in our minds and in our hearts. Allah knows it, and Allah has, of course, absolute power over us who harbor whatever we harbor of feelings or emotions or thoughts in the future or now or about the past, and of course our external actions, whoever we are, individual or collective entities. Allah Azza wa Jal Alimun Qadir wa la yu'jizuhu shay'un subhanahu wa ta'ala, as He reminds us of His attributes and His lordship subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then He tells us right after that at the end, وَلَوْ يُؤَاخِذُ اللَّهُ النَّاسَ بِمَا كَسَبُوا مَا تَرَكَ عَلَى ظَهْرِهَا مِنْ دَابَّةٍ. And on account of Allah's knowledge of all things, and on account of Allah's power over all things, if He were to hold the human beings, me and you, on account of what we do inside of us and outside of us, He would leave nothing on the back of the earth. ما ترك على ظهرها من دابة. Number one, that Allah Azza wa Jal knows what we're doing and knows the horrors that we do as human beings, as a collective entity of human beings and as individuals. And if He were to hold us to account with what we do and what we harbor inside of us, no one would be left on earth. Not even any dabba. He didn't say no human, no dabba, no living creature would be left on earth. That's perhaps sometimes why we are taught in some hadith that animals and birds and ants constantly sometimes invoke Allah against the human beings because of what the human beings are doing on earth, and that they would sometimes be deprived of positive, good rain that also other creatures need, but they don't have them because of what the human beings do. And sometimes Allah Azza wa Jal, because of the animals, because of the non-human living creatures, He still sends rain. وَلَوْلَا الْبَهَائِمُ لَمْ يُمْطَرُوا, as Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is related to have said. So he tells us, وَلَوْ أَخَى اللَّهُ النَّاسَ بِمَا كَسَبُوا مَا تَرَكَ عَلَى ظَهْرِهَا مِنْ دَابَّةٍ. Allah is very, very, very patient with His creatures. And that's His ism of what? As-Sabur subhanahu wa ta'ala. As-Sabur subhanahu wa ta'ala. The excessively patient one subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now this is one thing we learn. May Allah help us learn. The second thing we learn is what? Since Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala treats us in this way, that if He were to treat us on account of the wrong things we do, then He would leave none living on earth. And therefore let us treat others whom we perceive do wrong to us, let us treat them that way. Do you understand? Let us not unleash our acclaimed or supposed anger and power individually or collectively against those whom we perceive do wrong to us and disagree with us. إلى غير ذلك. Because if we do that, do we want Allah to do that to us? And Allah is not doing that to us. So why do we do that to each other? Why do we do that to each other? That's why Allah reminds us, after He mentions things like that, He says, وَأَحْسِنْ كَمَا أَحْسَنَ اللَّهُ إِلَيْكَ. Be benevolent, be good, like Allah has been benevolent and good to you. So if you want to punish someone, remember, my faults with Allah. If on the first mistake or the second mistake I punish, then would I want Allah to do that for me? He has not done that to me that way. So let me hold back. Whether it is at home or at work or in the streets or wherever it is, when we face challenges, let us remember that Allah Azza wa Jal, let me choose the right word, that Allah Azza wa Jal has been monitoring us, and we doing so many wrong things, and He has given us a chance and a chance and a chance, and has not treated us swiftly and punished us. Not even with justice He hasn't treated us, but He has been treating us with His ihsan, with His rahmah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So irhamu man fil ard. And therefore, as Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam tells us, show merciful love to people on earth, to those that are on earth. Just like Allah has been showing merciful love to you despite our shortcomings, despite our oppressions, despite our aggressions. نسأل الله سبحانه وتعالى أن يجعلنا من الذين يستمعون القول فيتبعون أحسنه. Ya Allah, help us be of those who listen to the words of admonition and follow the best of them. آمين. وصلى اللهم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.